if you're lost? It seems an easy question, but it is not. For example, if you don't know where you are, at least not right there in that particular moment, but you do know, at least in a general sense, the way that you want to go, are you lost? Now, this happens to me all the time with GPS these days, which takes me in an unfamiliar way to an old familiar place. I don't know where I am now, but I know where I'm going. But what if you know where you are, and you know where you want to go, but you have no GPS? And so you don't know how to get there. Well, then, are you lost? And finally, is it possible to not know where you are, or even how you got there, or where you're going, and despite all that, not be lost? I believe it is possible, and I believe it is not just because I'm a guy and I don't admit when I'm lost. But I believe it to be actually true. And Esther, of course, will show us the way on how it can be. Now, I ask you these questions because sometimes in life we feel lost. Sometimes we aren't where we wanted to be in life. And we're not even really sure where we're going. But that does not mean that we're lost. Then again, sometimes we feel we are right on track. We feel like we're exactly where we want to be. We know exactly where we're going. But the truth is, we actually are lost. We just don't know it yet. It hasn't revealed itself to us. Like when we finally get to that place that we wanted to be, only to realize it's not where we want to be at all. And that happens too. Well, in our scripture this morning, Esther, she feels lost. Babylon is not where she wants to be. Just as it wasn't where her parents or her grandparents wanted to be. But there they are. When Israel was defeated in war, they were captured, forcibly relocated to Babylon. Then, unfortunately, Esther's parents died, and she had to move in and be adopted by her uncle Mordecai. Again, Mordecai was a good person, but it was an unwelcome circumstance in her life. And then finally, she found herself queen, married to the king who she knew as an enemy. But he did not know that. And so she kept her Jewish descent to herself. By all accounts, Esther seemed lost. She wasn't where she wanted to be or where she intended to be, and yet there she was. She also didn't really know where she was going with all of this in her life. Maybe her secret would backfire. Maybe she would be killed or imprisoned if it were found out. But then suddenly and surprisingly, none of that seemed to matter. For Esther, who seemed so lost, was found. And she knew exactly where she was. She knew exactly who she was and what she had to do and the very path to take. Now maybe you, like Esther, feel in your own life a little bit lost too. Maybe you're in a place that you didn't expect to be at this point in time in your life. Or you're facing something now that you didn't plan on, and you certainly didn't intend, and you don't want. Or maybe you know where you are right now, but it's not where you want to go. You don't know where to turn what your life means at this point. If that is the case, how can you, like Esther, find your place and find your peace? Well, how did Esther find hers? Esther found herself, she found her place and her peace by serving others. She stopped focusing on her own disappointments in life, her own unmet desires, and instead focused on the unmet needs of others and committed herself to alleviate the suffering of others. You see, she did that when she warned the king about the assassination plot against him. Remember, the king was king of the conquering enemy. And although Scripture said that Esther had captured the king's heart, it never said that he captured her heart. Nevertheless, enemy or not, love of her life or not, she had compassion for the king. And so she protected him and acted to prevent violence. And then because of where she was, even though it wasn't where she wanted to be, she had the opportunity to save innocent lives. And with courage and divine clarity, she chose to do so. She confronted Haman. She confronted the king, no matter what that might mean for her personally, or where that choice or where that path to do so would take her in life. Maybe to those gallows. But she did not care. She had found herself in service to others, and we will find ourselves in the same. No matter who we are or where we are on life's journey, whenever we choose to use our position and our place to offer compassion, to create justice or peace towards our friends or our family, to the most vulnerable, even to our enemy and our adversary, as Esther did, then we find ourselves in the very presence of God when we make that choice. And within that presence of God, that is our home. It is our place. It is our peace, our destination in life and in faith. There and then is where and when we are found and lost no more. Wherever we are, wherever we're going. That is the story of Esther, who seemed so lost, but in fact was not. And that is the story of Haman. Haman, you might remember, who thought he was exactly where he deserved to be, exactly where he wanted to be, but who was, in reality, utterly lost. Lost because he lived only for himself. And there is nothing and nowhere more lost than that. So this morning, I don't know where you are on life's journey. But if you feel lost, I want you to remember two things. One, whoever you are and wherever you are on life's journey, you really are welcomed here. Here, you have found a home, a place, and a peace among us. And the second thing I want you to remember is that whoever you are or wherever you are in life, you can be of service to God right where you are. You can find yourself by losing yourself in courageous compassion, just as Esther did. And wherever that choice takes you, into whatever unknown, there you will find yourself in the presence of God, and you will never be lost again. Amen. Say